Back when I was still in school, me and my friends used to play Garry's Mod sometimes. Most of the time we would just be goofing off in the sandbox mode, trying to kill each other in the funniest way possible or just trying to build something interesting. But another game mode that we played sometimes is a very interesting one. It is called Trouble in Terrorist Town. Wait, why am I framing this as some kind of niche, tiny little game mode nobody knows about? It's freaking TTT! My friends and I loved this game mode, but there was one problem. Our computers at the time kinda sucked. Some were using their school laptops to play, and others used very outdated MacBooks. So a lot of the maps that we wanted to play didn't run very well for some of my friends, and others were missing Counter-Strike source content. And since they weren't really interested in playing CSS, getting them to pay another $10 for that game just for the Garry's Mod content was a hard sell. So I came up with a plan. Why don't I just create a map for us? I would keep performance in mind, use only content that's available standard in Garry's Mod, and I'd make it fun. Somehow. This is how TTT Forgotten was born. The first ever map that I dared to publish on the Steam Workshop. A map that I have now, ironically, forgotten about.
LambdaGeneration.
Well, technically not forgotten, more like abandoned. Remember when I said in my previous mapping related video that I just haven't really had the time to do any mapping work in recent years? Yeah, this map kind of fell victim to that as well. But Mitch, you already released this map, doesn't that mean it's already finished? Well, no. As you can see, I labeled this map as Alpha 3, even though the picture still says Alpha 2. I couldn't find a way to change it for some reason. I always intended to keep iterating on this map after it was released, kind of like an early access kind of ordeal. But after releasing Alpha 3, I eventually just kind of stopped working on it. Now, some of you might have already seen a video on this very map over on my personal channel called Glorious Rigby. That video goes a little more in-depth with its history and actually shows early development materials as well, so go check that out if you want. Warning though, it's very old and a little cringe. Anyway, let's have a look at what you can currently play in this map. Do know that I'll be playing this in sandbox mode and not TTT mode. This gives me better filming tools and stuff, so TTT entities won't show up. Once you're loaded into the map, you show up in this big starting area with lots of tables, chairs, and fences. Now, this was supposed to resemble a cafeteria inside of a school. In fact, this entire map was supposed to be a school. No idea why I decided to make this a school, but I guess at the time I wasn't aware of what it meant to be running around a school with a gun. Yeah. Well, at least it's supposed to be an abandoned school, so no one's been there for many years, but yeah, it's still a little weird. Anywho, here's a little store/kitchen area, some toilets to explore, and an entire yard that you can access. Look at this lovely grass. If you go through this door here in the back and go up the stairs, you can even walk on this walkway here that goes towards this maintenance area. And you can break these grates to get back to the cafeteria. Ooh, big brain move right there. If you walk through this hole in the wall, you can see some kind of unfinished part of the school. And that unfinished part is built in a cave? I really don't know. I guess I just really wanted to play around with displacements. And this unfinished hallway then leads towards this pretty neat looking dead end. Gotta admit though, the lighting and color correction in this map I am still proud of. It definitely got atmosphere. And no, there's nothing behind these doors. Well, there are empty rooms, so technically not nothing, I guess. Moving along to the other side of the map, we can find another long hallway with a bunch of lockers. And we can also find the school's mascot depicted on posters on the walls. Say hello to Mr. Biscuit, who is now your favorite cookie-based mascot because he tells you such great advice, such as eating too much ramen is not very good for you, and don't wee in the me, and making terrain using the carve tool is bad. Sad face. We also got this room here with, windows on the inside. Yeah, I really don't know. There is also this walkway you can't access. Trust me, there's nothing up there. Or is there? And lastly, there is this room with a wanted poster inside for some alien. I wonder if they found him someplace. And then the hallway with lockers just ends with this blocked off room here that's just perpetually on fire. Fun times. Okay, now obviously this isn't a perfect map, but I had a lot of fun making it. Obsessing over the tiny details, adding in a bunch of custom decals and textures, and then showing the map off to my friends and getting them excited to play it. It was a really good time. We then ended up playing the map once or twice and then abandoned it. Yeah. Also, this map wasn't as performant as I hoped it would be. I kinda got carried away and some of my goals were thrown out in the process. I ended up releasing a finished alpha build of the map on the Steam Workshop and it quietly died there. Is what I would have said if that was actually the case, but TTT Forgotten actually got a lot of attention when it was first released. Not only did I make a video about it on Glorious Rigby to try and give it some attention, but the map also got decently popular on its own. It even reached the Gmod Workshop front page at some point, which was huge for me. But what was even more huge was that the Yogscast actually played my map in one of their videos. And they were basically shitting all over it throughout the entirety of the video, which is of course the best way to encourage a beginning mapper to keep going. Since its release in mid-2018, TTT Forgotten ended up amassing over 45,000 unique subscribers, with almost 18,000 people still being subscribed to this day. And 90% of the ratings were positive too, giving the map a cool 4-star rating. Yeah, I think I'm kind of proud of that. To this day, I still regret not having been able to ship another update. I did actually work on TTT Forgotten some more after it got released, which would have been a massive improvement over the current version. I actually closed up the wall between the unfinished section and the cafeteria to improve performance and added this whole new maintenance area in the mix, replacing the cave entirely. I also improved the weird little room with the wanted poster and made it a little less weird. I even got rid of the fire room and extended the locker hallway to end at a staircase that brings you up to actual classrooms. And of course, there is a maintenance room in between with a vent system that brings you to the walkway you weren't previously able to access. And it all connects to the other end again to really bring the map together. The layout actually feels like it flows a lot better now. You no longer have to go back the same route from whence you came, and that really helps if you're trying to avoid being killed by a terrorist. But there are still more than enough nooks and crannies to get stuck in to potentially be fired from life. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this build too, even if it's still unfinished. So now comes the big question. Will I ever finish this map up? Well, maybe? If there's enough demand from you guys that I might be able to set some time aside for it. Heck, I can even ask for some help from the community maybe. And then when it's finished, we could have a game night on it. That would be pretty rad. So hey, let me know in the comments if I should continue with this. And of course, if you got feedback for me, that's also always appreciated. And that's pretty much it. Just felt like telling you all a story from my map making past again. The last mapping related video did decently well, so I thought I'd give it another shot this week. Let me know in the comments as well if you'd like to see more of these kinds of videos.